Hello and welcome guys, this is Vandit from Symplereviews and we have with us today the LG G5. The G5, being the successor of the G4, is LG's flagship phone of the year, and LG has left no stones unturned to make this one of the best smartphones of the year. Priced at around 53,000 rupees in India, the price is slightly on the higher side but is lesser in contrast to its competitors, the Samsung S7 Edge and the iPhone 6s. I really like the look of the phone with the smooth rounded edges at the side and the curved display at the top above the screen, which not only gives it a good finish but also makes it comfortable to hold while speaking on the phone. The body is made of metal but it's coated with some layer of paint which makes it seem like it's not metal, and you don't really get the feel of holding a metal phone, but the coating does make the phone a lot less slippery, making it much easier to hold. The whole phone has a premium metal finish. There's no plastic anywhere except in a couple of places where the antennas are. The volume rockers are placed on the left side so we can use it quite comfortably without picking up the phone. The power button is placed on the back, which also acts as a fingerprint sensor. Now this is quite debatable, as some people like the power button on the back and others don't, as we have to pick up the phone every time to unlock it. For me personally, I just love the power button on the back, as now there are no physical buttons in the front. It's also quite comfortable to use as the power button is placed at a very natural position where my finger would easily reach. Besides, you can also unlock the phone by double tapping the screen and using the backup password, so really no complaints here. As I said earlier, the power button is also the fingerprint sensor. The sensor is quite accurate and also quite fast. It unlocks almost instantly. I place my finger on the sensor. The G5 is the dual SIM phone, so you can place the two SIM cards in the slots provided on the tray. You can also place an external memory card below the secondary SIM card. The most unique feature of the G5 is that it is a modular phone. It's really among the first of its kind. LG has introduced a bunch of modules compatible with the G5, calling them friends. You can press this button here to remove the bottom part. Now you can either switch batteries or can switch between modules. You can follow the link provided at the description to find out more about the modules which are out there. Right now there are only a few. There is the LG Cam Plus, which gives you the experience of using a real camera. Other modules include the LG Hi-Fi Plus, which gives you superior audio experience while using earphones. The LG 360 Cam, which lets you take 360-degree photos and 360-degree 2K videos. Another module includes a 360-degree VR headset. I'm sure this is just the beginning and we can expect many more modules from LG as well as from third-party companies in the future. The G5 has the always-on display. This way you can catch up on your notifications, time, date without physically having to touch the phone. Although it nearly is invisible outdoors, especially under sunlight, indoors it seems to be working pretty well. The 5.3-inch screen suits perfectly to watch videos, browse the web and play games. LG uses a Quad HD IPS quantum display which has a good color reproduction and a high contrast ratio, making the display quite bright even under sunlight. Even though LG uses an LCD screen in order to save power, it doesn't look like it compromised on the display in any way. The screen looks great from any angle and it doesn't seem like it's an LCD. The G5 runs the latest Android 6.0 Marshmallow. The user interface is very pleasing to the eye and quite easy to use. The icons, the font, the animations and transitions which are part of the software are very nice as well. So another cool thing is that when the weather changes, you get these cool animations like rain or lightning or a thunderstorm on the lock screen, which I'm not sure if I can get on camera as the weather is pretty good outside, but nevertheless it's pretty cool, and these are just few of the gimmicks which really makes the phone a lot more cooler. One complaint I have with the software is that to take a screenshot I have to come to the notification panel and click capture instead of the traditional home button and power key like other Android devices. Another new feature in the G5 is that there's no menu screen, so the home screen is where you have all your apps and widgets. which is something new for Android users as we are used to separate menu and home windows, but you can download an app drawer from Play Store if you like, so that's not such a big of a deal. LG does carry its fair share of bloatware, while some of them can be useful. The G5 also comes with the IR blaster, so you can use it as a universal remote. The camera in the G5 is absolutely amazing. It's probably among the best smartphone cameras out there. The distinctive feature about the camera is that you get two lenses in the back. The primary camera is a 16 megapixel sensor with an aperture of f1.8, and the secondary lens is an 8 megapixel wide angle lens with an aperture of f2.4. In addition to this, both lenses have laser autofocus, optical image stabilization and LED flash. I was very impressed with the quality of the camera, which probably is the best smartphone camera which I have ever used. The clarity of the images are excellent, the white balance, the color reproduction, all of it is really awesome. The detail you get in the images is something you generally do not see in smartphone cameras. The autofocus is super fast, so I can take pictures really fast without any delay in focusing. Though comparatively the quality of the wide angle lens is lower, it still makes up for it with its superior viewing angle, which gives really cool images. Especially if you're in a stadium or in an open area or outdoors where there's more to see. I have taken multiple pictures with this phone, which is something I generally do not do with smartphones. This just shows how much I like the camera on this phone. We can quite comfortably switch between the lenses by clicking the icons on the screen or by zooming in or zooming out. The camera gives you three modes: simple mode, the auto mode, and the manual mode, where you can set the white balance, shutter speed, ISO, etc. The front selfie cam has an 8 megapixel sensor to it. Though I'm not much of a selfie guy, I have really liked the pictures I have taken with the front camera. The clarity of the images can clearly be seen due to the 8 megapixel sensor. Talking about the specs, the G5 comes with 4 gigs of RAM. It carries a Snapdragon 820 processor and an Adreno 530 GPU. Carrying all the latest specs, it's safe to say that the performance of the G5 is amazing and I haven't had one reason to complain. It loads apps super fast, the multitasking is great, and there isn't any lag anywhere whatsoever. Even gaming is super smooth, and although longer durations while gaming or watching videos or extended periods during calling does heat up the phone, which is common with all phones these days, the overall performance is still excellent. Coming to the battery life, the G5 has got a 2800 mAh battery inside of it, which is okay, but considering most phones these days are coming out with over 4000 mAh batteries, it's rather low in that department. But the battery consumption in the G5 is pretty low. The standby time in the battery is great and the battery quite comfortably lasts the entire day or even more on a single charge under normal usage. In addition to that, it comes with the Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0, which makes charging the phone super fast. It has claimed to get up to 80% charged in about 35 minutes, but that is something I am not getting. But on the whole, it's still faster. Also, swapping and replacing the batteries is quite easy, so that makes it very convenient. The G5 is a very unique phone as it's LG's flagship phone of the year. It does come with all the latest specs and software. The dual camera setup is amazing. That's probably my favorite function of the G5. The modular function does make it easier to switch batteries, and having add-ons does make the phone cooler. But due to the modular design, the G5 is compromised on waterproofing. So phones such as the Galaxy S7, which are fully waterproof, have an edge over it. LG has really upped their game with the G5, emerging as among the top runners, competing with the likes of the Galaxy S7 and the iPhone 6s. The G5 is among the best smartphones that I have used, and it's also among my favorites. The performance of the G5 is great with absolutely no lag whatsoever. The camera is the best smartphone camera that I have seen till date, and overall I'm extremely happy with the G5. So that was the LG G5. If you guys have any questions, do leave a comment below. Do subscribe to Simple Reviews and follow us on social media for updates. And I'll see you guys next time.